Hello, I'm Genevieve, and I'm here to help you if you need to record your voice along with a music track and turn that into an MP3. For some of you and for some of my clients that I help, you might be a working actor or the parent of a working actor, and sometimes you'll get an audition where the casting director is asking you to sing a song, and they're sending you 3 tracks, and they're asking you to send it back with your audition of the song, and you are thinking, what do I do with this and what's going on? Don't worry, and I can understand how that could be a bit confusing. So what you need is a multi-track recording software. That's just a fancy way of saying you need to layer a bunch of sounds together like a big sandwich and turn it into an MP3. Don't worry, there are free programs you can use. GarageBand, which would be my number 1 recommendation, or Audacity, which is free and also can be used for Mac or PC. You're also going to need a USB microphone of some sort. This one is one of my favorites that I recommend a lot. This is the Blue Yeti. It's a great mic, and it's somewhere around $100 depending on when you find it. And don't worry, if you have an audition that is due like right away, you can find a USB microphone at Target, Best Buy, Walmart generally. So that's going to be your starting point. Trust me, there are all levels of microphones to sound much better. But for now, if you are starting, a USB microphone will be where you can start. So download the program Audacity. For the sake of this, I am going to show you what it looks like when you get these 3 tracks sent to you. Okay, so if this doesn't apply to you right now, I would recommend saving this video for later, because if you are in this industry, it will come up and you will need to know how to do this. Okay, so what they have probably sent you are 3 tracks. One is the full song. That means they want you to listen to it, learn it, understand what the song is. Then they're going to send you a guide vocal, and they might name it many different things, but for the sake of this, we'll call it a guide vocal. That's showing you what the lead singer is doing, what they want you to replace with your voice. And then the third thing is going to be the instrumental track, or just the music, the background music. Again, they might label these all different things, but essentially that is what they're giving you. I'm showing you an example here, which is my own song, Back to School. So while you're in Audacity here, what I did was at the very top, there's a menu, and you can select File, Import, Audio. Okay, so what you're doing is importing audio, bringing in all those tracks. So you've downloaded all 3. There we go. And I am selecting those. And that's how I got that to show up here in my session. Okay, so overall, this is your window. Each one of these is a track. The reason they're doubled up is because those are stereo tracks. Okay, stereo music comes out of both ears, fills up everything, and that's stereo. Now for us, you're going to start out using Audacity by selecting, you got to do your audio setup, okay? Playback device is going to be where you listen to it from. Where's it playing back? Is it headphones? Is it speakers? Please let it be headphones, though. If you're recording, you don't want your speakers on. If you have the type of microphone that has a headphone jack in it, your input might be the microphone as well as the output as well, because your headphones are plugged into it. So I have other videos about that, but so you're going to choose what's your playback device, where you're listening to it from. Your recording device, if it's a USB microphone, it should show up here as an option as one of your microphones, okay? If it doesn't show up as an option, just quit the program and open it again. Sometimes programs just need to be shaken back awake, okay? So you've got your input, your output, and now our recording channels. You should only have to do this once for Audacity, but you want to select mono recording. Mono is singular. You have one voice going into the microphone, and that's the type of track you want. So we've imported all of our 3 tracks that the agent gave us, and now we need to create a track for our voice. So along the top here, we have many different windows we can get into later, but for now, this is just the basics, okay? So you're going to add a new track, and we are going to select mono. Once again, just one voice. Okay, so what I have here on these different tracks, each one, if you click in it, you get this little yellow rectangle around it. That means that that is the track that you will be working on at this time. If you wanted to record something, you got to select which track you want to record on. The best way to learn about that and comprehend it is to just start recording, and pretty soon you'll realize if you mistakenly record on the wrong track. Okay, so over here, each track has a mute. Mute means I don't want to hear this track. It also has solo. Solo means I only want to hear this track. While I have this one soloed, this is the reference track. Here we go.
New teacher, new year, show my style with my clothes, some new mixed with some old.
Okay, so that's the reference track that they're sending me saying, hey, this is the song, the way it sounds. Get to know it, get to know it. Pretty soon you're going to replace this with you singing, okay? So when they send the reference track, you're really probably going to keep it muted once you've learned the song. Okay, so up next, we're going to have the reference track. For me, this is called an a cappella. It's vocals only, okay? So let's listen to that on solo.
I'm present, I'm here, new teacher, new year, show my style with.
So that's helpful to me because I can really hear exactly what it is they want me to sing, okay? So we'll take that off solo and we'll mute it for now. I'm also going to mute the other one. And now for now, then we also have on this other track, this is the music or the instrumental or whatever they call it, bed music maybe. So this is what you're singing along to. Now I can unmute the lead so I see exactly what I'm supposed to do. Okay, so they're showing you how that goes. Now that I have my own track, I'm muting the original one. I'm muting the guide vocal, and now it's my turn to sing it, okay? So I'm here, and I've just clicked around. This is going to tell me exactly where I want to start recording, okay? And the only thing we have to do to press record is this big red circle here. Again, you have pause, play, you have all of these different tools up here to get your song going. One more thing I can tell you about this, if you're wondering, do I have a good level? There's a picture of a microphone right here, and you can say start monitoring. Monitor is just like the hall monitor, like, hey, what's everyone doing in here? The monitor. The way you monitor your stuff, sometimes they call speakers in a studio monitors because we are just checking out what's going on with this song in this recording. If I start recording, look, it's monitoring my voice. Do you see the green bouncing up and down? Perfect. We always want to be in the green, maybe in the yellow, but never in the red. Okay. So make sure you don't want to see any red. And this here will tell you if you've clipped or not up there. Okay. So I think I've been chatting enough. Now I'm just going to show you how I get into recording. Here's my track. Do me a favor. Name your tracks. Name your tracks. Name your tracks. Again, I have other videos about this and I can get into it with you. I also coach one-on-one, easy peasy over Zoom, take over your screen, help you do it. But for now, here's the basics. So I'm ready to record and here we go. Oops, I'm in this track. Here we go. Oops. You'll learn that there are such funny things that happen with this stuff. Generally, it's user error. Here we go.
I'm present, I'm here, new teacher, new year, show my style with my clothes, some new mixed with some old. I'm ready, first day, new classmates, new grade.
Okay, it might have been off a little bit because of my recording software, but let's listen and see how it's playing back.
I'm present, I'm here, new teacher, new year.
Good. I can't hear myself. My voice is a little bit lower than the recording. So here's where you find your gain. Gain is another word when we're talking about volume. Gain is also kind of used in the input type of terms when we have a microphone. If you have a microphone with a gain switch, that is a wonderful thing because you're controlling the level of the voice that's coming into your recording. Okay, so gain, volume, those are going to be in the same world. So we can either turn up the volume. What we might want to do sometimes too is maybe turn down the volume of the music. Let's see if we can hear it a little bit better.
I'm present, I'm here, new teacher, new year, show my style with my clothes, some new mixed with some old.
So that sounds good to me. If I had messed up on something, for example, I'm just going to quickly add a new mono track. And this is how I help people when they're learning how to punch in and get those like good recordings. Nobody does everything perfectly in one take. Nobody. Okay. We all do a bunch of different kinds of takes. When you're maneuvering with your tracks here, if you hover over this recording, see how my cursor is turning into a hand? If it's a hand, that means you can grab it and move it left and right. Okay. If you put it over to the side and it turns into those double arrows, that means you can start to delete some of the words. Okay. So let's just say I didn't like the way I did the end of that take. I would create a new track and start singing along with myself and trying to match the exact tone and the exact performance that I was giving on the first track to make sure that when I punch in, it matches and it doesn't sound like it just came out of nowhere. And it really sounds like I did it all the way perfect. Okay, so I'm going to start from back here and record along with it. Don't get thrown off if my voice right now is a little bit off. I think it has to do with the way I'm recording this, but just check this out.
Show my style with my clothes. Some new mixed with some old. I'm ready. First day. New classmates, new grade. See my friends in the hall. Head to class for roll call.
Okay, so now I can play it back.
I'm ready. First day. New classmates, new grade.
So I would pull this away for the parts that I don't need and get to the part that I did need. Now, the reason I have you actually say more words than you needed is if this does sound like a punch.
Hey, new classmates, new grade.
Let's say maybe this part, if I pull from back here and delete the part up here, maybe that sounds better.
I'm ready. First day. New classmates, new grade. See my friends.
So trust me, as you get going, this will make a lot more sense. Let's say now we've got it. We've got this recording. We like the way it sounds. And there's so much more we can do to this. This is just the beginning. But let's say you like this. You got your song. You got your voice recorded to it. And now you want to turn it into an MP3. All you have to do is go up to File, Export. So before we imported, which means bring in, we brought in the music track from our agent or the karaoke track we downloaded because we want to do a cover song, whatever it is. We imported those files in. Now that we've sandwiched everything together and it's delicious and we want to export it as an MP3, send it out of the program now. Okay. So I export and we can just call it whatever we want to call it. It's going to be an MP3 and you can decide where you want to send it just like that. Maybe your desktop so you can find it. Sometimes it's easy to lose files. And boom, there we go. We're going to put that right to our desktop. You can also add in all your metadata here if you want, not necessary. And we say, okay, all right, it's exporting now and it's turning it into an MP3. And what's beautiful about that is now it's not so scary anymore, okay? You can do this. It's easy, but I can see how it could be overwhelming and confusing because a lot of times, especially if you're the parent of a working child actor, you're the one that has to do all the work and all the editing and all of that stuff for your child. And it can be daunting, but once you learn, it's very helpful. And what's even better is if you can find someone who can teach your child to edit it for themselves. So that's what I do. I'm always here to help. If I just think I just got right into it and didn't introduce myself, I'm Genevieve Goings. I'm a songwriter, a producer, and an artist of children's music. I've been in this entertainment business for many years. I did a show on Disney Junior, Choo Choo Soul, All Aboard the Choo Choo Train, and so many songs that I've sung on Disney Junior, the network, and all over, Voice and Toys, the whole nine. But now I'm helping the next generation record because I'm telling you, my career has excelled beyond anything I ever could have imagined because I have these skills to do this myself. And it also helps me to be more creative. So we are in a new generation. It is time to, if you can't beat them, join them. Technology is here to stay. Social media is here to stay. And, children are, for us adults, technology can feel like a foreign language. But for kids, it's their native language. They were born into this and they're really good at this. So they can learn, we can teach them, and we can get it done. So if you're a singer yourself and you just want to do some cover songs, this is a great way to start. The same concepts apply for GarageBand, You're going to import your files. You're going to choose your input and your output, and then you're going to export as an MP3. In GarageBand, it's called share to disk. That's how you export it as an MP3 there. So the theories are all the same, but sometimes they're called different things, and I have some videos for each kind of recording. But the main thing is I want you guys to get recording. You can do this, and yes, have fun. Let's make some music.